face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. Talk your face off. To talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to the last Talk Your Face Off of 2025. I'm going to be doing this one solo. We're going to be taking a look back at the year in RC, kind of what it's brought. Pablo had to go skating with a school function with his kids today. So he gone, but we're going to have a good time kind of reminiscing. And if you're like me, I don't even remember. It's all blended, like everything RC related. When something came out, when I don't even have a clue when it was and when we ran it, what we were doing it all this year. So we're gonna go back and look through some videos and see that the chat is filled up right now. I might also have one other person pop in here from way back when. I sent him an invite. And so I'm waiting to hear back from him and if he's able to join me. I don't want to give away who that is. If not, we're going to do a different special live stream with him because it's been a while. So, yeah. I'm going to send one more text. Yes. Back in here. Got a good group of you guys in here already. North Rock RC, CSL RC, Lorne, Jeep Guy, Over the Hill RC, 65 Superior, Andy Ritchie, Pete B, Phased RC, AA Day, Over the Hill RC, and Will Darby. How's it going, guys? Brian Koshner. All right. It's been quite a year for RC. I was watching Harley's video earlier, long one, good one. For his scale news update when he was kind of going through and talking about the year and giving kind of interesting takes on companies and, you know, what was the most interesting or the most unexpected or, you know, all these clever things that he had. So they were so clever. I almost thought, you know, this is AI generated content here. And so I'm going to do the same thing. Just kidding. So I just got back from a comp. Our Thursday night comp was moved to a Tuesday because they're going to be closed on New Year's Day. So that was good. That's awesome. I'm glad. So I was up comping and left there just before 9. Normally it's a 20-minute drive. Ended up taking longer than that. So I'm a little bit late. So, we're back, but lots of people up there. So that was fantastic. We had a bunch of people come from the east side as well, Ypsilanti and east of us. Can't think of the other city name. It's where the original Bass Pro Cabela's was as a kid growing up that we'd pass. Whatever city that was. I think it starts with a D. But yeah, anyway, came in. It's Empty Wallet RC. You guys have seen them in here. They were hanging out. Good time. You missed it, Rick. There's a good crowd that came in. 5 or 6 guys that were in there. So yeah, y'all missed out if you wasn't there. And it was fun. So I'm just getting settled, and then we're gonna kind of look over some stuff. It's gonna be a little bit just kind of hodgepodgey as we throw it together, but we'll kind of take a peek at some of the videos from this year and talk about kind of how far things have come. I mean, I was thinking back, I'm like, what even came out this year? Were there any interesting releases? And I'm like, oh my gosh, there were so many releases. They kind of blur together in some ways, and things feel like they've been out forever, but they really haven't. But then there's the good old faithful ones that you just keep bringing out and running because they're awesome. So I picked up this Diet Coke when I was at a Reaction on my way out, and I didn't get to drink it yet. So we'll get it on ice, get it cold again. How are you guys doing? Are you guys ready for 2026? Any predictions? Howdy, Dirk. 124 mops in the house. So yeah, so we had a big crew tonight at Reaction. The courses were really fun. Travis set the gates for us, did a great job, I think. Everybody was having fun. Empty Wallet RC showed up with a ton of rigs that aren't allowed really for our stuff. He's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit, pushing the rules, seeing what he could get away with, I would say. He wasn't. He was having a good time. But he had some awesome rigs with him that he built up, motor on axle ones, minis, and then he had one with the VTEC ESC with the dual motor, so you can basically do dig because you have separate drive for front and rear, so you can only drive the front if you want using one motor, or have it then engage the other and run two motors and run. It's wild stuff, you guys. It's crazy stuff. But he did a great job with it. And well, actually, he didn't do a great job. I think people would have called him out if he had done a great job with it. Let's just be honest. Would have been like, you're cheating, not allowed to run. But he was keeping it to where it's like nobody's going to complain about it because he probably wasn't going to take first. Lil Built, RC in the house. Williams RC Adventures. Crawler Space, welcome, man. 2026 should be a blast. I need to get my drift car. I don't know. Have you guys seen my drift car? Actually, you guys have probably seen it. You've probably seen it in the times I brought it on to say I was going to sell it. But this is my drift. What is this? The MST chassis. I need somebody that knows how to really get them set up to help me get it dialed in. So, but they've been running some drift stuff over at Crawler Space. I saw they were running them today. I was like, dang, I got to get mine out and run it. But I need to find a Dean's battery. Oh, that's how old this is, you guys. I was running Dean's. My bold prediction for 2026 is that I will probably buy more RCs. That is a good. Well put. We're going to post that one up here. All right. Where is it? There it is. 2026 can't come soon enough. I'm going to go monster truck racing again. Yes. More releases that I would want, but can't afford them all. Cool stuff ahead. Can't wait. So Pablo and I were chatting today. He said we knew he couldn't be here. We might do a day show on New Year's Day during the day. So because he's not working that day, and it would work out, and he wants to chat. So anyway, we were chatting about the predictions. So before we talk about last year, Harley did talk about going forward into 2026. I think we could start there, and then that way we know how much time we have to kind of go backwards and talk. I'll know then how much time I have to show some of the video thumbnails and talk about the stuff from 2025. So I have no idea what's going to happen in 2026, to be honest. 2025 is kind of morphed and changed. Even like what hobby shops would say was selling for them or not selling has been interesting. What I've heard just being in stores and from other shop owners that have kind of talked to me and stuff. But the minis seem to be selling. So even Harley mentioned it in his. So prediction time. If I may put on my conspiracy hat, with all that mini talk that Harley Designs was doing today in the Scale News, who here thinks that Vanquish is working on a mini for 2026. I mean, he laid it on pretty thick about it being a direction and having expensive ones in the market, like the FureTech. I mean, we've seen him build them. Would if Vanquish did release a mini, would they just go all in and go Uber upgrade, like work with Hobbywing, get it brushless and like comp ready high end? Or would it be like, hey, we realize the market is suffering right now and the prices of everything have gone so high. Let's bring in a mini that we can sell at a low cost entry to get people in, but have it built well so that it performs decently. What would it look like? Because I mean, he was throwing out a whole lot of all like it, and I know. Well, maybe I don't know if this will catch flack for me or not. I know people want to think the 18th scale is okay and decent and the world to be in, but if I were Vanquish, I would release a 124th scale. If we're already going smaller to 30s and people want small, I just never and still haven't really found the 18th scale bug yet. Like the Red Cat's the closest I've got to it, but that's because I don't have to do anything to it. It's just I put wheels and tires on it and it runs good. The Ascent Apex is just a good running truck, but I don't have like desires to build them like we do with the 24 scale. And maybe it's because there's already so many parts out in that realm to work with. If I were a company, I would play in the 24 scale world. And I would make my stuff so that stuff that came out would be able to work with it. Links, chassis, that kind of stuff. Line it up so that what's already out there for the SCX24 would also then work for my chassis. I'm just saying. Make a cool low slung transmission that'll hold motors nice and low. Or go even crazier, maybe have a high output shaft on your drive shaft for your rear so that your drive shaft's coming out at the top of the transmission so that it clears crazy bent links and all that. Just, I mean, you guys, we can talk if you want, but I'm just saying, I got ideas. I can't design very well, but I can tell you what I like. And I just go with what Will likes. Let's be honest. All right, what's going on? What's going on in the chat? He also mentioned high-end 110 scale RTRs. There were some high-end scale RTRs. I like the mini moon buggies. I do too, RC X8971. I'm working on my third one in the past month or two. Absolutely love them. Only thing we know for sure is more gold cars from Associated. Willing to bet we get a gold short course truck. Really? Yeah. Red Cat RDS kits are like $99 right now. What's a Red Cat RDS? Is that the drift? That's their drift car. They have decent drift cars. Biggest audience right now is of the mini trucks and cars. It's such a big thing, and it's audience wise, retention wise, and they're not all just like RCers. Like it's not like, oh, I'm into all RCs. It's like, no, I just like my mini crawlers. Like this is what I only thing I want to do. You know, like 24 Yep. It's not like, oh well, he's got a few other ones, but all he really wants to talk about is the teeny ones, the 24 scales. It's a huge part of the industry, and it has more following, I think, than most of the companies want to admit, because that's not where they're living and what they want to be making. Um, but I think it's bigger, and the amount that people will spend in them is crazy, uh, as well. I think there's a lot of money for companies to make in the 24 scale world. I'd buy a VRD Carbon Mini. Right? Now we're talking, Corey. Yeah, so, Phase RC says, "I don't think they will. We'll probably see more kits at higher prices with lots of good parts in them." 124 scale is overloaded with too much crap. Who makes a ready to run 124 scale? And who's made it well yet? It's the biggest market, and there isn't even a good one out of the box yet. I'm just saying. Just saying. Josh also said he wouldn't work on the 30s. And I'm kind of like that. Like I don't want to do a whole lot with mine either, which is unfortunate because I just got a whole bunch of stuff in the mail from Enjora that I got to work on. So I've got a lot of tiny screws to deal with. I wish they would have sent their new screwdriver set to work with it because I don't have the right driver yet. I'll just say that. Um, Excuse me. The distributors want to see the want for the high end trucks. I missed something. If you look at the price of the mini trucks, it's gone up because the features have gone up. Therefore, the market sees the want for them. Yeah, there's some. I mean, but FureTech like would be one of the higher end ones, but there's not that many that are doing it. So the minis that are more expensive would be you'd have to rope the Groms into that. Um, but the Groms are killing it too. Like not gonna lie, like the Mojave Grom, amazing. I think it's one of the best bang for buck RC cars you can get, and they're so durable. Um, but yeah, no, I don't think the SCX-24 market is saturated already. I think the aftermarket is saturated already, but the people that just want to buy one off the shelf ready to run, they're if somebody were to come out with, I mean, it's kind of like what Red Cat did. They came out with one so good that it's like nobody's really talking about the other 18 scales in any meaningful way. And I feel like that's where that 18th lived for so long. Like they were good, but you couldn't upgrade them easily to be good like the 24s were. Um, so that's what I'm saying. You'd want to make it so that you could upgrade it. The thing is, if you could make it so that the axles are really good, it has an angled skid right from the get go, if and decently angled in the right spot, um, the right size wheels and tires for it. And then again, having the steering, if people will keep the steering, the axles, they'll keep the transmission skid plates. Like those are the main things. Like they're going to upgrade their servos. People have their name brand servo that they like to run. They're going to put it on. So some of those things are kind of disposable, but for the main people that are just getting in and having something that could compete decently right out of the box, like the SCX-30 runs kind of out of the box, they could do that with a 24 scale, which we don't really have yet. And man, I'm shocked. The FMS FCX 24M, the mini one, is so close. Is so close. It's geared wrong, but handling wise, it's pretty good. The problem is the low is too low speed and the high is too high speed. There's none in between. Like where you really need the high speed is just the end of their low speed gearing for climbing, because when you're bound, you want to just kind of have that extra punch and it's not there. But you switch it to high speed and it's way too much. It would have been better to do not a 2-speed transmission and then put the right motor or slash gearing in it, because the motor itself has it in it. So just gearing it right. But it actually, it out of the box drive wise performs better than an SCX 24. Upgrade's not as easy. Again, it's got the 2-speed, whatever. Like, just keep it simple. And again, I think that the worm gears is actually a good thing in the axles. I'll fight people on that one, especially at that scale and that size. Having the drag in it, yeah. They're just easy to work with, easy to tune it, easy to underdrive it, overdrive it, whatever. But yeah, I think the worm gears work really good. Slaters RC, what's happening? Jeff Herrick just jumped in. What's up, Jeff? Jeff was with us at Reaction tonight. Had a blast. I got to judge him or score for him on one. I hate saying judging because you're kind of like teammates in a way. You are like marking them and making, scoring them accurately, because that's half the fun, is actually, getting scored accurately and knowing how you're doing. But you're also helping them. Like, you're the winch guys. So you're trying to help them do well. And actually, my buddy Andy was there today and I did not winch him well. And I pulled him into a gate. So sorry, Andy. And then I went in to have a really good run after that. Slater's RC. We were over at Creekside Hobbies this past weekend. I have a video I need to make on that, which I'll probably do maybe tomorrow. I'll start working on it. I do have to help my son build his Cloudbuster tomorrow. So, and then we have a party for New Year's Eve to get to. So we'll see. But we have some fun footage from there. Some good runs. My 24 scale MB1 Pro is feeling really good. And I actually just put in a new receiver in it, and new receiver, rebound it to the radio, to that new receiver. So it'd be a fresh bind, have it tuned a lot better for the throttle now. And I'm excited about running it. I ran out of time to run it today, but yeah. I've been drifting full scale. I'm so far behind on comments here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm at 959 comments. And a guy come in tonight with a stock truck, said he wasn't going to put a bunch of money into it, and probably dropped $300 on it before he left tonight. They're easy to drop money on. But so I don't think that that's even the market necessarily for these bigger companies like Axial. Doing a comp rig for Axial doesn't make sense. They need to stay with the scale trucks that people will buy that look like they're real cars. Makes sense. Somebody's like, dude, that's fun. That's like my Toyota. Oh, that's fun. That's like my name your truck, but they could comp it ish like they did the SCX 30. I would angle skid, high clearance links, some of that stuff. But to go full comp doesn't make sense, because just like when they tried to do that with the 10 scale, it didn't sell. They came out with a really decent, like Wyatt, the guy that built the Reef's expensive one, built Axial a comp rig, and it didn't sell well. People think differently when they see the big box names doing the aftermarket type chassis. They've all got their ties to some small company that they just ride or die with, right? And I'm okay with that. Like, and it's like know where to live, like know where your audience is and your market is, and work within that, right? So Axial really has a good trail, big market, whatever. That's going to be more where they're living in some of that stuff. They can make their trail rigs so that they perform more like comp trucks, but still look like the trail rigs people want. They have to kind of figure that out. But people are going to buy XYZ. Name the chassis maker that they've been buying forever, and or that everybody says to buy, and that's what they're going to buy. So it's going to be tough for them to come in with something in that. Anyway, I've been saying that actually needs a good comp RTR. Yeah, I would say that there's not the people aren't going to spend a ton on them, but if they could keep it cheap like they're doing, but just it's still plastic in where they've got plastic, but just make it handle right so that you don't feel like the first thing you have to do is change everything out. I think, a little bit better servo, definitely a different motor. I mean, if that motor is what's working in the 30, get a bigger motor. Even like the LGRP size or the Baby Goliath size or the Mofo, just the longer can goes a long way with that, or do a bigger one. But they've already got kind of a bolt pattern and all that works, and everybody's kind of working within. I would kind of try to stick within that, you guys, just for the sake of things working with it that are already on the market. But I think their transmissions are good. They could maybe do those metal gears inside if they wanted to up something in it, as more of a beef thing. But I honestly think their plastic ones hold up to a ton of abuse. I think they're smoother than a lot of metal ones. And it's not like the first thing I change. Maybe if I chip a tooth, I'll put metal ones in just because that's what everybody carries as upgrades. But honestly, I run the plastic ones until I can't run the plastic gears. So that may just be me, but this is like a meme thing. What's a reaction legal class 3? There's a lot of things in it that are legal in reaction class 3. None of the stuff you have though, Jeff. Anyway, well, that's it then. Sounds like it's over with no more large RCs. Make was just kids about swapping parts, colors, and liveries. My favorite part about the SCX24 platform is that I can build completely custom. I don't need any Axial parts. And that's the problem for Axial. They should make it so that it's actually cheaper to buy theirs and have good parts from a ready to run that you would keep in a build and want to keep in a build. If you could keep your axles and your transmissions, that goes a long way. If they can do nice plastic axles that steer a ton and make it so you're not like, oh, I really need to change these axles. That's one of the biggest things that they could do. So, that's my my thought on that. All right. Well, does anybody know what digital remote? Hey, Tony Droney, what's up? I'm gonna try and just roll through these comments here real quick. You guys are commenting. I want to make sure I get some of these. But let's look at this side. The only reason 24 blew up is because Axial dropped on. Had they not, it would be a meh market right now. Totally. And it was the only thing that was worth even trying in that scale at the time because it was smooth. And then we wanted to do more with them. And then we found, oh, we can get an Emax servo and drop it in. And it's so much more powerful. And then we were like, oh, now this servo is even more powerful and better. And now we're putting so much brass on that the Emax is burnt out and they can't even take it. Right. So we started making them tip less, which then was like, well, now the motor or the servo won't turn the wheels. It won't steer with the weight on it very well. So we need a different servo. Oh, now, now it's so heavy. We need a better motor. And we just kept pushing it and pushing it. And it's great. The market is crazy. Like, so we're going to do like what I wanted to do tonight, but there's a lot of people there and I knew I had to get done fast to get back for this, but I want to do a video on like where 24 scale. And Jeff and I talked about this, Jeff Herrig, and I talked about this. Is it Herrig or Harrig? I don't actually know. Anyway, Jeff H, Empty Wallet RC, and I talked about it where is this going? It's so crazy as it is in 2025. What does the mini world look like with Van RC and the crazy stuff he's creating? Where does it even go now? Like, it's crazy to think where it could go. And so I want to do a video just kind of showing like this is 2025 minis. This is how much we've grown since 2021 when we started comping these. And FureTech was like the only thing you could really put in them that was a brushless motor. And Mofo was there, and Hot Racing was there, Power Hobby. Very, very small few were really developing for the mini and pushing it. And it's pretty insane how far it's come. Yeah, Will W, you have to have the stock radio, the receiver, and the ESC that are in the LMT 2.0 in order to do those tricks. Ooh, I need to talk. I need a drink. I was talking a lot. A lot of haze. Hey, Daves. Hi, Patrick's. Worm Gear is absolute best thing they did. Yeah. Wow, I'm 10 minutes behind now in comments. I've only really been doing it a year now. All right. If I miss some of these guys and you really wanted it brought up, just bring it back up here again at the bottom when I get to there. Some stuff coming for you on the SCX30 comp again. Yeah, I won the SCX30 comp at Creekside. Actually, I won that, and I won the 4-steer, my MB1 Mini one. But yeah, Creekside was a good time. We'll get that video going here soon. A lot of laughs, man. My face just ear to ear. And yes, Matt Flanders' kid Milo kicked our butts he had the lowest score I think of the day. It was so low on a really hard course. Really, 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 really hard course. What's up, Jeremy Burris? The new IXR will also. What's the question on Tony can tell you more of? I missed something. High price tags scare people off. Yeah, I definitely see some of the lower, but the high price tags on the minis are scaring some people too. Especially the big guys. They're like, this is what our big ones used to cost. This is crazy. And now we're doing it XYZ on the minis are the price of what we used to get a 10 scale brushless for. LGRP sells a ready to run truck for $800. Wow. That sounds like they might be building them in house, getting the parts shipped to them and then building them here. Because otherwise I don't know why that would be so expensive. They must be assembled from their parts here in the US. Otherwise I don't know. Or they're getting stuff made at all different factories and have to get them sent somewhere and then put together, because that's interesting. This. So, all right, I'm glad I saw this one. AZ Desert Rider 1. We had tons of motor choices, tons of servos, tons of links, tons of custom chassis, tons of everything. But Axios created a massive monster with the 24s. Just please, if we could use our stock transmitters and have a brushless drop in, oh man. Right? So Hobby Plus just did this with their new rig. They put in an ESC that will handle a brushless motor when you're ready to drop it in. That way you can still use your stock radio. So if they could Spectrum, or if they could work with somebody to make an ESC that has, one, programmable options would be great, but two, would allow people to then just plug and play brushless motors with it. They could sell them for 200 to 230, I would think, even if it came with a brush motor in it, knowing that you'd be able to then just drop one in for what brushless motors are like 15, $20. They're not bad. Yeah, Will prefers plastic. They're pretty durable. I think that's the transmission still. Man, I'm so far behind. Hobby Wing 24. Um, the Hobby Wing setup all around is really smooth. If only they also just came out with a pinion that would be for each of the trucks. And so you knew Hobby Wing pinion for the SCX-24, Hobby Wing pinion for the Red Cat, Hobby Wing pinion for the TRX-4M. Or if they're the same, then say for the TRX-4M and the Red Cat, it's the same pitch and size. But my goodness, it's so stinking hard to find the right pinion to use with the Hobby Wing setups. They could sell a ton more if they made it easy. It's stupid. I don't even recommend it to people because I don't have a link I can give people for the right one. I just bought some so I could maybe try to find one if I had to link people to it. We're lucky in that Jeff carries them in a reaction and we can just get those for them right there. But anybody that gets them online, I'm like, sorry, I have no idea what to tell you about opinion. Gosh. We need a mullet 24 scale. Um, eh, I don't know. That's a lot of plastic inside of where the wheel goes on the rear that I don't know is beneficial enough to have back there. If they don't make it so that you can tuck your wheels over it easily. The height of the rear diff isn't a good enough upgrade if you're going to have portals dropping down and catching on stuff. That's my biggest complaint with the Ready to Run Titan chassis setup buggy from VeraTech. Love it. But those stinking axles, man, those portals catch everything. They give you clearance in the middle where you don't need it because you get your tires on things and you'll get your clearance. They get it right by the tires and wheels so that when you're trying to get up on things, you hang up on that stupid um, carrier hub every time. It's the worst. Absolutely the worst. So I don't know that I need a mullet. Someone brought up the idea of how much the RC, not so much RCs themselves, but places to run them, how many hobby shops with tracks have closed. We have not talked about that. But I feel like if the shops would run some stuff like they do at our places where people will come in and run their trucks and while they're there see parts and stuff that they need, then they need a draw because there needs to be a reason to come to the shop. If you don't live within 10 to 15 minutes of it, it's too easy to get on when you can have half the stuff now delivered to you by 7 a.m. the next morning. I don't like that about it, but that's what they have to overcome. And so the overcoming thing is how do you get people to come in your doors? And while they're there, they'll see that they'll remember they needed something or they'll go there to run them and then also buy something while they're there. The whole game is kind of changed. But also having a huge facility for a track is hard because a lot of the race guys are all sponsored and so they get discounts on stuff by ordering direct from their sponsored companies, and so they don't even buy from the shops where they race at. So that's a tough thing, and it's not a big enough draw that people are one, you make the expensive running so expensive that a lot of people don't want to do it, or you lower the price so much that you get a lot of people in but you're still not paying the bills or just paying enough to do it, but not make any money doing it. So it's a tough industry. Everything's tough right now. Not gonna lie about that. Stuff's tough. Oh, I don't know if you can upgrade and still do the tricks. You would probably have to program it into a Spectrum radio. I don't have a 2.0, so I don't know. How far behind am I still? Okay, I'm 3 minutes behind now. I'm getting there. Will's being mean. Kyle Racing, Capo Racing has a 118 scale Full Metal Defender D10. Wow, that'd be sweet. 800 as well, and it's a kit. Fan of all you do for the fellow crawlers. Thank you. Thanks, Gary Drummond. Hey, I don't even do as much. I try and keep my hands in everything. I try with this channel to kind of show the whole hobby. We definitely lean in heavy to the mini crawlers. That's probably one of my favorite things. And the hangout. I mean, so much of it comes down to community. So if we had a sucky community to do this with, I probably wouldn't be into them. I'll be honest. Like, it's just the breaks. Like, I would do them a little bit in my house, whatever. I don't run them that here in my courses that often, unless I'm testing stuff. But I don't just go down there like, oh, I got an hour. I'm just going to go sit in the basement and run these. No, I'm tinkering on them or I'm making videos or whatever else. But when I get to go hang out with guys, shoot, I'll be there. I mean, we were there. I got there at 5:30 and left at 9. So we're there 3.5 hours. Dude, it felt like we were only there an hour today. It went so fast. But we were all talking. Jeff was there talking. Brandon from Venge was talking. Will, Travis was there. This time I didn't get to talk to Travis that much this one, but we talked quite a bit at Creekside. And then 4 of us drove out together to Creekside. So Will, Rick, Travis, and myself drove out together. And that was a blast chatting up with everybody the whole way. But I think, so the one thing I'll agree with Harley on is I think that we're going to see more minis. We're going to see more expensive ones. I think partly because I think cost is going to go up on stuff. It's still, we haven't shaken that yet, unfortunately. And especially, with an SCX30 being at $100 now, where's the SCX24 going to live if they do some of the upgrades for it? It'll probably push anyway with a few upgrades to it, and probably sit in that 150, 165 range. I don't know. I'm not them. I don't have any insider info with them about any of it. I would tell them about my likes of the SCX24 and how I think it's the best platform for minis right now. I think the SCX30 is going to be game changing in just the play side of things. You can use it anywhere, but I still feel like the builder's size is that 24 scale. Because as hard as the 24s are to work on, the 30s are way harder to work on. So Mofo is the only place we have found to get pinions, says Mel RC. I ordered a few from him thinking that they might work, I think, or maybe they're in my shopping cart. I just saw that my wheel weights for the SX30 did come from him. They shipped that I ordered. But Hobbywing could go a long way, even if they just sourced them from somebody else. They don't want to make them. My goodness, make it easy on your fan base. I'm not a fan of Hobbywing motor, just the ESC AA day. I think it's freaking fantastic. It's in my best rig I have. I don't know if the scores have come in yet. I actually need to look at Facebook, see if my buddy responded that I was waiting to hear from. Nope. But did Reaction post the scores? I had a killer run with my Will Built RC from Williams RC Adventures here in the chat. Doesn't look like it. Ah, shoot! I forgot to pick up. The Red Cat hexes. I broke one of mine. My local hobby shop is an hour and 15 minutes away. See, that makes it hard. You're gonna have to have a draw in there. Mine's over 2 hours away now. Yeah, they're getting harder. We're fortunate in that we have several within an hour of us. I could go all the way up to Silver Lake, and there's Duneland has a really good shop there. They do full size dune buggies and all that stuff. But so many people that are at the dunes also do RCs. You'd be blown away how many RCs are up there and doing it when you go up there to run your trucks on the sand dunes. So they got a pretty good inventory there. We got Crawler Space, we've got Reaction RC, House of Hobbies. No, we have Riders. We have the train one. Can't think of the name. And then we have another one in Muskegon. Cobblestone's changing names, whatever. It's going to be Traxxas only. That's also within 30 minutes. So for me, within 30 minutes, I got 5 or 6 shops I could go to, and they all carry different stuff. Like if you need Vanquish, you got to go to Crawler Space. You want a lot of Red Cat stuff? They've got a ton of Red Cat stuff as well. He's got a lot of everything, to be honest, but like only shop in town really that I know of that has the Vanquish stuff and a lot of it on the shelves. So that's the other thing about the small things is it's small that enough that people could put in playscapes for people to come in and run on. Even if they charge a small amount for them to do it, you get them in the door, you get them looking at, oh, my truck's not running great, man. What would help? And then you get to talk to them, tell them, oh man, or show them or let them drive your rig. Like, here's how mine runs. I put brass this on, whatever. They love it. Just point them in where it is. They can look at the prices. They might not get it that day, but they might be back for it. Yeah, mountain blocks. Everybody's sending out mountain blocks. I think it's cool for shops. I think it's very pricey considering you can go and pick up rocks outside and make a course. Pretty decent course inexpensively. And their kits start at like $500 for the starter kit, I think it is. In that range, 400 to 500 for a starter kit. You could just go and buy a lot of rocks for that much money. It's very follow the path-ish to me as well. There's some cool lines on it for sure. You'll see them hitting it in all the videos. Everyone's doing that same like cliff pull up kind of a thing. And it's cool with the magnets, but again, there's only so many spots to magnet and get. And I know you can move stuff around. You could put them all on the floor. You could make up into a mountain, but you've got to buy several kits to really do it. And then you're looking at $1,500 or $1,000. I appreciate what they're doing. It's still got to be stored somewhere, and it doesn't just stack because of the way that they have a solid bottom. Like if they nested and you could make it into one thing and just put it somewhere small, but you still got all these pieces you got to put into a tote somewhere. You could just do it with rocks on a table and then put the rocks in a tote and move them. And if you're trying to do something, I don't know. Really cool idea. Price. I mean, if they could bring the price down on it somehow, and you see how many people are 3D printing something so similar. And if shops just bought a 3D printer, they could keep having it print out stuff and make their own hexagon shapes. So I'm not trying to be negative. If I was a shop and I had a ton of money and I needed a write off, and like it's pretty cool. But when I look at what our shops do and how they're able to change things up and rebuild and um yeah, I would spend $1,500 on the train that's that rubber mat is what I would do. It's like 20, 12, 16 by 12 or like a large area and run on that. So they're pushing it hard right now though. Crawler space. Hey, he did open it up to the public. So he's got a mini crawler coaster now. It's open to the public, and the indoor drift track is going to draw in a different crowd. They sell airsoft stuff as well. Yeah, we just did a video. If you haven't seen it yet, we'll show it here in a minute. We've been going, we're 50 minutes now, and I haven't talked at all about 2025 for the year. We got into talking about going forward, which is I think exciting to talk about what the new year is going to hold. I think it's going to be a big year for the minis. I think it's going to be a big year for the SCX 30 because it just dropped, and there's already been teasers on ProLine packages about another one that could potentially drop, which has everybody excited as well. I mean, after everybody saw that and started poking that out and circling it and posting that up in places, it's like, what? If that comes, I'll be rad. But we're going to start seeing people making bodies for them. We're going to start seeing we're already seeing, you can go on right now. Hot Racing's got a whole bunch of stuff online that they've been making for it. And Jor's making a ton of stuff for it. So shops like Crawler Space can get it through those guys and have it in stock. It's insane. We have lots of rocks. Dave Walter has a cool spot. He's got lots of rocks. He does have a lot of rocks. He has a lot of rocks. Hey Dave, I saw Jeff's thing about the bridge blowing over. And he's mentioned that maybe new crawler course up front coming. That sounds cool. I'm excited. I'm excited about the monster trucking out that way too. We'll have to get chatting here soon. I need to get some scheduling working. It's been a busy 3 months. Stupid busy. I finally have taken a little bit of a break, and also sorry, channel member Monday guys. Channel member Monday missed again. Fail on this guy, but I'll get you a video this week, probably tonight or tomorrow. Busy. We've been helping out with plowing snow for some neighbors and doing some stuff, and it's been a busy time. But I've also been trying to take a little break to spend with the family while they're out of school because I've been running so hard. And evenings, like so today, I worked during the day, and then I went working to run RCs at Reaction and get some footage for some reels. I didn't do a video this time. I'm so far behind on other stuff. I'm like, I just needed stuff to post to reels while I still edit. I don't even have the last monster truck races edited yet. So I need to get to that, but I need some just real stuff. But then I literally got home, went in, used the bathroom, came up here, fired this all up, and got going on this. So like in the swing of things, it's all day into the nights. It's all kinds of weird hours. So I was just taking the time to be like focused and hanging out with them. And so it's good. But I've been building. So you'll see in one of the videos, I was sitting there watching football with the boys, but I had a little TV tray, and I was sitting there just building the new Furitech kit. And so I've been working with them and doing a lot of messaging with them on the side too, and feedback and all of that on the buggies and all that. And yeah, so it was a nice little break. And I'm ready to hit 2026 rolling hard too. So it's all good. I bought some 3D printed terrain, but when the double and triple decker mountains came out, I had already spent a lot of money. So did you buy some of the mountain blocks then, double A day? No one wants a Chevy. Right. C10 or K10. I don't even remember which one it was that they said it was on Proline. The C10, I think. Mix rocks in with Connect Sand. Yeah, the Connect Sand is pretty sticky, so that stuff would work actually pretty good. I don't believe anything has been announced. What, have you bought some? Nothing's been announced. There was a time when the SCX30s came out and then Proline dropped all of their stuff and they came out with bodies, and the bodies said it was for the SCX30 Jeep, Bronco, and it had a list on their site of all the trucks that it would fit, and there was more than the two that were released. And it was one of the Chevys. So we're all kind of just waiting, like, is that a thing? That Proline? Something's gotta be coming. RC is addicted of 1 month, went from 0 to SCX24, then an AX24, and an Ascent Apex is inbound. Yeah, that's cool, man. We got a video too on how to build a crawler course in your house. We've had a couple of those, or just quick stuff using plaster cloth, or spray foam. And then I still would put plaster cloth over it. If you do the spray foam, a lot of times it's so slippery. But it also gets rid of some of the holes in it and smooths it out more like mountain like, but it gives it a nice firm base under it if you do that. But they need a little bit of grip somewhere. That was the one hard thing with the Creekside SCX30 course, was there wasn't a lot of traction on it, and those little cars aren't quite fast enough to wheel speed some of it. So we were winching, which is fine. We had winches, so it was not a big deal. It's be like the real trucks where you get stuck on things, you don't have traction, you need a winch. So this made my day. No Pablo today. Did his wife not like the pressure washer? Oh, I need to send him that. Oh, yes, TRC off of Etsy for the train. So you got Etsy stuff. Okay. Change it to the channel members sometime this week. That's what I need to do, Metal RC. It's what it really is meant to be. It rolled off one day when I did it, and I'm like, oh, crap. I just locked myself into Mondays. I just wanted this to be a weekly thing. At some point, we'd have just some behind the scenes stuff where I'm like, man, I'm struggling with this stupid thing. Like stuff I wouldn't necessarily just say. Like, yeah, just out loud, just to a general audience. You kind of keep a little bit of a face forward kind of thing for being online. People just tend to do it. I tend to still point out a lot of stuff if I can be a little bit overly critical. I was that way on one of the videos recently where I really harped on the HPI. Well, one, and there's somebody else that has this exact same radio. This was so hard to open in the beginning until it finally, like, I shaved this down a little bit. But I mean, it was like pried open with a knife when I got it. And then the little back thing on the monster truck, that thing, I probably stayed on that too long when I was talking about the truck, because the truck's awesome. But yeah. But no Pablo today. He's worse than his wife not liking the pressure washer. He's at a roller skating party for his kids' school or something. So he's having to chaperone. But anyway. Well, hey, let's take a quick look back at some stuff while we're here. We'll keep going and talking. I just want to look back at some of the stuff that we've done and kind of give a look at all the different things that we've did here, at least on the CCXRC channel. for 2025. Trying to change something here. Get rid of that banner right where it's at. Let's do the, what is it under? Style? Here we go. No. Media? I thought I changed this. That's what we're used to having. All right. So really the year started right after this, but the Red Cat Ascent 18 Scout. So it hasn't been that long of a time that I've been a huge Red Cat Ascent fan. But when they came out with these Ascents, the first one was so good that I had to get the Scout version as well when they had that. So um I actually have 4 of them now. I forgot that I have 4 of them. I had the original truck one, the Red Cat Ascent, then 18. Then I got the Scout, then I got the Apex, and then I went backwards and got the high steer green Power Wagon. I got 4 of their 18s now. But they just work out of the box. Mojave 4S, still a fun runner. I ran this thing the most of probably all of my bashers. Well, there's about 4 of them that got pretty equal time. This one, maybe 3. The Mojave 4S got a lot of run time. Why am I blanking out? The Losi Baja Ray Heatwave got a lot of run time. And actually, the Losi Razor Ray got a lot of run time. We'll see. I could be wrong, but those ones definitely got quite a bit of run time from me. I'll get my comments back. I agree, Brian Costner. What's going on, Jeff? Wow, it was that long ago that these came out. All right, so I did an Ultimate Upgrades video, but basically it was all a whole Venge RC setup that he made for me. I actually did really, really good with this chassis. That's what I ran last week. That setup right there. Different wheels on it. I think the same tires though. I think they're the Megalithics, but they're on a different wheel right now. And it did really, really good. It's this middle one right here. I guess I could open it in a new tab and let it roll, because if I click on it, I'll lose my timing. Anyway, awesome build by Venge. The stuff he's got coming out these days is insane. But his transmission stuff, just crazy build. That's actually before he put the what is it called? Well, there's no drive shaft there, but the drive shaft slider for the rear, which is clutch for these style axles. But he nailed it. His work is insane. So that was just 10 months ago. It's saying Team Crowley Punisher. This thing is a fast little rugged basher. We had a great time with it. We didn't actually bash a whole lot. At least that's not what my memory recalls. There's definitely some bashing, but I don't remember. King of RC came back. He visited for a little bit to talk about the Bigfoot 4x4 independent axle, slow Bigfoot Traxxas. Great starter car for somebody. Slow for brushless, like just faster than their brushed ones. It feels like. But everybody wants brushless, so they brought it out. And it's kind of how the HPI was, where it's a tiny bit slower than the Losi Mini LMT on 2S, even though it's brushless, and so that word is such a buzzword. Yeah. Anyway, it was fine. Ended up giving it to a kid. Look at that beard. Don't have that beard anymore. Kind of like it about where it is right now, honestly. Reef started doing really great tires, these Crux tires, while it has a terrible font on the tire, actually handle pretty good. Double A day. Oh yeah, he went to the brushless one. Yeah, I still have the brushed one. Oh, that's wild about the ball joint there. 218 crawlers. Something fun to do in Grand Rapids. Made a video. Had that SCX6 out. Was running the Trax just finished up that Vanquish for me, and we had it out there running, testing tires and some lines. One of them had a mistake in it. You can see it's shorter than the other. So I don't know what happened on that one, but I re-uploaded it. 8 months ago, busy day of RC, CCX RC is back. Wow. So that'd have been like April, May. April. We took a bunch of stuff out. We had the Freestyle RC. We had a lot of them that I don't use as often out. So there's the Venge. There's coffee making. Also, I worked on a bunch to get stuff up and running again. My Freestyle RC Pro C, one of the baddest trucks ever. Oh, then we took this out for a pretty cinematic, cool crawl. Dave's not here, but he was running a Toyota with a different color hood on it. That's the best way to have a Toyota, an old Toyota. The hood should be a different color. That's wild. Also, I must have gone up the same day. Oh yeah, I worked on that car and then went up to a comp and ran that guy. Looked at a bunch of the Venge stuff he's working on. It was quite a video. A lot going on in that one. Then I came out with the video on the TF2 showing what that crazy truck could do. RC boat, that thing, airboat, that thing's really rad. That's crazy that the front portal's busted up like that. 218. Travis and I went out comping. He had brought out his custom rat rod, Red Cat, which he still runs. That thing's very impressive. I got my Unimog out, one of my favorite crawlers. That thing's so good. All right, so we talked about there's the Razor again. So it was down here as well. There's the Razor in this. So we ran that in that video. More Razor playtime. Oh, I got the Mini Z's out and I took them up and tried them out. That wasn't fun for me. I think those cars got too beat up by my kids when I was in Virginia. I got a lot of these projects actually fixed up. This thing's awesome. This FCX 18 brushless LC 80. Actually really like this truck from FMS. As a trail truck, I wouldn't comp it, but just a fun one to take out running. They did a great job with these brushless ones that they had. All right, so here's what I was talking about. The Heat Wave, that one out. The sand dunes came in. So that's 6 months. So all this stuff's like hauling fast. Doing a lot of repairs because of how bad things were in the year and a half that I'd kind of taken a break. This one I fixed up this FMS FCX 18. That was the brushed one and gave it away to a buddy who's now, from having that one, I think he has now 6 mini crawlers in 6 months. So that happened. He got hooked. I should come down and run sixes with you guys. If you got a spot, Ryan, got into the paddle tires. This thing was awesome. Bringing this blast from the past out. This old Arma Raider XL 2-wheel drive on the sand is insane. Got into the Grom stuff and stayed into the Grom stuff. Really, the camping is what did it. We went camping and we took the Groms and we were hooked. We raced them around this trash can and we raced them around a fire pit. I just took a whole bunch. We went camping and we just raced them. Let any kids that were walking around, there's a bunch of them, just let them run them. And adults, of course. But if you guys would have seen the groove we had going in this campsite when we left, there was quite a dugout. The corners were really dug out. But that started a craze, and I didn't have a brushless one. We just had the brushed ones. Well, then we blew out diffs in these, and the kids did. So we got some metal diffs and then built a racetrack and then decided to get a brushed one to try. Because I was going to get 5 of the got a brushless one. I was going to get 5 of the brushed ones and race them. Just have friends over and race them. But we ended up buying a brushless one. We're like, this is better. This is better in every way than the brushed one. It has the steering assist, which helps the kids in the corners, and in such a small scale anyway on loose dirt like that, it feels realistic the way that it drifts, like the bigger cars without steering assist, because it's such a small wheelbase, they can spin out pretty fast. Anyway, yeah. Lots of updates that happened at the course here. There's a heat wave again. Checked out the West Michigan RC, became a member of that. Went there a couple times. Man, all right. So did a video with Jeff and what they were doing at Reaction with their rebuild. The jet boat we took up to Torch Lake. That was fun. I forgot all about the jet boat. The jet boat is freaking cool. The Pro Boat Jetstream jet boat, the shreddy one. So good. How is it? Was my first run of it not here? I thought my first run of it was here. How did I do it on Lake Skegmog first? Anyway, we took it here and we're jumping the waves. Oh my goodness. Such a rad experience. We went up to the dunes and then actually Blake Wilkie and them came later that day. We missed them. We didn't get to see it, but it was super cool. One of the most fun RC boat times I ever had was this with these waves. I need to get back out there on a wave day like this and just rip it. Absolutely fun riding in the waves, jumping them. It's what I always wanted RC boating to be, more of a bash. CAA Day, Aaron. Aaron. I lost my place. Well, the video started coming hotter and faster after that because we quickly got to that 6-month mark. We had stuff from a lot of reels. I'm not even looking at the reels. A lot of reels from started posting a lot more of those. But from the Monster Jam World Finals and stuff, getting stuff up. But that's when they first had the mini zombie, was at that, and super cool. Jem's Hobbies, we went up My son and I met them there and had a great time running at the dunes. Then you get to show my mini LMT, which I was super excited about. Luis gravel stage tires. Did not have any expectations of these. Was just talking with Jeff about these today. They're an awesome crawler tire. They did so good. I wanted to hate them because of the white. I don't even know what this design is on the tires. That right there. Look at where it went to right when I was doing it. This is where I'm talking about my dislike of them probably in the video. When it's actually running and you're far away, it's not the worst thing. It's not the greatest thing either, let's be honest. So I just Sharpied it. But I liked them so much that I bought a set of them without wheels, like not the pre-attached ones, so that I can put them on some beadlocks. I think they're actually sitting right over there somewhere. I never actually got them installed. They're somewhere in the vicinity around my desk right now. So we were just talking about that, Jeff. All right, see, that's what I was trying to do them as like click over because that is crazy. The Quake came out. Quake is one of the coolest bashers that came out this year for the price, under $300. So fast, 50 miles an hour. Took it to the dunes, ripped it. Crazy. Luis RC tires are good. They're just fat. Well, that was a 10 scale, so I don't take them through gates. More testing monster trucks because we're getting ready to start doing some racing. This is going to change my whole year right here. This 4 months ago. Right here. We went to the Midwest Nationals and raced with my buddies from Virginia, where I used to live, and had an awesome time. And a little word slip up there. Also got to see cool stuff, car shows, monster trucks, real ones, retros, and then race. This is all just kind of, I think, qualifying day, so this was not the actual race day. Yeah, we played with the motorcycle several times. Here's the actual Midwest National video. Then we went over and hung out with some friends and Wheels in this. Actually, we went up and we raced the Groms, and then we raced the mini LMTs at Matt and Milo's house, who we talked about earlier. Matt was in here. And then we went and dropped it all and bought a trailer, sold my boat, bought a trailer to get into racing monster trucks and stuff again, be able to carry around jumps and setups for running monster truck racing. So luckily I got it just before the Great Lakes Gauntlet so that I'd have it for being there and taking all of our stuff to that too. And I forgot about this little monster truck from FMS came out. The Ascent came out. Oh yeah, we snuck it into the Gauntlet and ran it. Nobody. I forgot it. Man, that wasn't that long ago the Apex came out. Oh, that's problematic, Sean. I love a boat but can't swim. Yeah. I'd leave that to the people with a boat and swimming abilities. The mullet came out. King of RC came back into town with the mullet. Lots of mini stuff popping from Proline. The Gorgon came out from Arma. That thing's pretty cool. The Proline Racing jumps for mini stuff. They work for 1/10 scale too, but let's be honest, they really work really good for the minis. SCX30 dropped. So here to Jeff, who was asking, this is what the crawler train looks like. Look at how gritty that looks. There's so much grip on this stuff. You can actually see the pores in it there. Like they pour this rubber over actual rock and it gets in there, and yeah, little air pockets and all that stuff that get in there. It does. It's so scale. It's such a great terrain to run on. Such a great terrain. Man, picked up a red cat late in the game. Started monster truck racing here in West Michigan. We got some pre races in there. There's actually a bunch of those in here, Pro Mod and all that. Aero Trooper. Then it's been a lot this year. Another mini, the Ford Puma, the wheel built right here, custom 24th, then the titanium wheel. Has it only been? What's it been, like a month and a half now that I've had this? It feels like I've been driving it forever now. Here's Dave Crawler Space. His space that he's got for crawling in his cool builds, and then the MB1. So it's been a busy year, especially the last 8 months of jumping back in. So why are you buying this 22-foot trailer, sir? For my RC cars, it should say duh, right? That was great, Dave. Yeah, so it's been, time does fly when you're having fun. It's also like all of this is on top of doing the actual RC stuff. Managing and doing all this takes up more time than actually running the cars themselves. It eats up a good bit of my time, which is why I'm behind on it a little bit, because I've been stopping to do some work. You'll see in the builds and stuff that are coming up. I've been working on trying to fit the PureTech Titan 18 kit onto 24 scale axles. So it's a little sloppy. We'll see, though. Sometimes sloppy isn't terrible. I've found sometimes where everyone's like, oh, they want their cars to be so tight and whatever, and they want to know, man, yours is running so good. What have you done? I'm like, mine's beat to crap, dude. Like, it's missing half of the stuff now. It's all loose and sloppy, and pill balls and all. Everything's rounded out a bit and wallered out. But it just is running. So we'll see. I'm gonna run it like it is, but I have ideas for using the original pillow balls and grinding them to fit in the axles as well, and it would be tighter. But since it's already set up, I just want to get it running and see how it actually is sloppy. I have a feeling it'll be all right, but we'll see. But yeah. Lots of fun stuff. It's been a fun year. Oh, I forgot about the optic. Been a lot. Been a lot. So, looking at this stuff, I see a lot of minis in there. She had some big stuff, but there's a lot of minis. But maybe next week when we're at the comp, I'm going to try and get some footage showing what people are running at the beginning of 2026, which would have been like their 2025 rigs. So we can see where, because there is a video that I did about comp crawling. I think it was 2024, what it's like in 2024. 24 scale. Let me see if I can find it. Mini RC comp crawling in 2024, 1 year ago. What are people running? In fact, Will's right at the beginning of this. Let's see here. Put this back on. So this was when he was running TRX4 on some special chassis thing. But now he's running a red cat. What else was there? There's another Will one? No, that's a Venge one. Travis's, and then as we're driving, I was just asking them what they were running in them. So it'd be fun to see a little bit more of what people are doing. Maybe look under the hoods a little bit more too. Oh, Dana had this one. I haven't seen that one in a long time. And then my oldie, my old girl, creep. Look at just how you want to talk about a sloppy truck. This guy just scrapes along, just scraping along. He gets by. He literally scraping along on his belly. He's crawling, army crawling. That's what he's doing. That belly drags everywhere. But it's all good. So some kind of video like this where we then because we had man, if I could remember the first comp 2021. See if that pulls it up. What's like the comp 124 scale? That was 2 years ago. Three years ago. That's 6 months ago. There was one where we had, this is 4 years ago, Deck the Halls. 3 years ago, this was a go-to one at the time. (2022) Making Gates. Let's see, 3 years. That's when the boys used to come all the time. There's one where I had a white Jeep with Furatech stuff in it. And it did not have enough wheel speed to get up some stuff. And we didn't have winches then. So I was like stuck. Anyway, it's been a long while that we've been doing it now. And it'd be fun to just kind of go back and actually pull some of these and see what the change is. Josh. Shelley, look how high we ran them. There's Matt, actually. We were cheating ahead of time here. Low and narrow. Let's see what else is here. Then the creep. That one was narrowed and tucked. But you'd see there was a lot of tall. Man, those rope bridges were brutal. Anyway, that's old school. One day I'll have to do like a combo to show some of the old ones and then along the way where they've got to. What's good, JBRC? We're going to have JBRC on as well for a live stream here, talk about the airboats. and some of the good stuff. Austin Lee, when's the next podcast? Probably tomorrow. I'm going to work on it. I actually realized that I never posted the last podcast. It went up on YouTube and stuff. I never posted to like where podcasts are podcasted. So that's my bad. Whoops. I like to see how the manufacturer is going to top this year, huh? Yeah. Osborne says I run reactive terrain rigs. Or reactive terrain. I've seen their like courses. Do they make a comp crawler too now? Oh, maybe these are different. Oh, like the Bulldog LCG kit. That's pretty cool, actually. I really want to get a Unimole. Which is the Nacho Crawler's Unimog. I think that's what it's called. Here's the reactive terrain, I believe. Bulldog chassis. It's pretty cool. Well, there's a lot you can do with it. I thought there's the reactive terrain guys in like Ireland or whatever that made all that stuff. And maybe these are the same guys. Because that's what I know is this stuff, the reactive terrain RC. How's it going, Wolf Tracks RC? Alrighty. What else? I think that covered everything I want. Is there anything you guys have? That's should we talk about? Oh, I got my Antic hat in the mail today. I have not received my Antic in the mail, but they sent me a hat to tie me over, I guess, till they ship the Antics. But it's kind of working. I was pretty happy with getting a hat. I think the hardest part for me with the monster truck racing is going to be the planning ahead of time and getting everything booked out early and trying to work with everybody while maintaining all of the video stuff that takes so much time. And the stuff for the companies that come in and all that. It gets a bit crazy. So Adam and G Dog, yeah, okay. It's the same guys. I did not know that they did bodies. Their trains are awesome. Super good. But we may wrap it here and just wish everybody a happy new year. It's been awesome getting back into RCing, and I didn't ever stop RCing. I was still going to the comps and all that, but I really slowed down on the video side of things. It's more like once a month versus sometimes 5 times a week, sometimes 2 times a week, lots of videos, and then reels and everything else that happens throughout. So dropping back into it's been crazy busy, but also super fun and awesome hanging out. So I'm hoping to figure out what we're going to do for 2026, what that's going to look like. Definitely plan to do the monster truck racing just because I like doing it. So it's just a fun thing to do. But just I really want to dive into kind of what I want to do with the minis and how, because just posting footage from comps every week, that could be cool. But I don't want it to just be like music and showing trucks running or just raw audio of trucks running. So I got to figure out what that looks like if we're going to do it weekly. I don't know that we will, but if we did get in, because people do say they want to see more with the minis. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of what it looks like, but also getting more in depth with some of the stuff, showing the looks into the cars that we're running, and talking about them, just breakdowns on them. So, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of videos I haven't done that I should just be doing that wouldn't be that hard to do. And sometimes you just miss it. So yeah, I gotta do some sliding as well, for sure. It's actually falling. It's putting itself in the trash can. I don't know why it's doing that. But we'll get this out. It needs to be really dusted. You can see the dust sitting on it. And then we'll get going. So love the Lucy NASCAR, by the way. Awesome. Yeah. There's a lot of it. So the NASCAR would be good. We do more of the Grom just because we have the dirt and not the great cement right here. But I love that whole platform, which is same thing. So anyway, thank you guys for an awesome year. And Pablo, wish you were here, bud. Hope you're having fun. Not doing slow skates. You shouldn't be doing slow skating. You could do shoot the duck, but not slow skating. If they do the put your hand in the hokey pokey, you can do that as well. I can't. I don't have that much stretching to do. I'm so sore from the gym. Been going to the gym a lot recently too, so trying to get back in shape. Anyway, thank you guys. 2026, something. Yeah, not making any promises because those don't ever work. So we're just gonna roll into it hard and just tackle everything as it comes and just have a blast. So thanks for being there to support, and we'll catch you guys on the next side.